Hello, hello. Welcome to Let's Talk Taxes Tuesday with your tax attorney and CPA, Nafisa Manera. Welcome today. I hope you are having a fantastic day. It is very sunny. We got great weather down here in Atlanta, GA. I'm excited to bring this to you today. And our topic today is, hmm. Is President Trump really going to forgive federal tax debt? And what's the dirty dozen? So that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started, I just want to give you a quick reminder. Go ahead and make you subscribe, like, and make any comments, positive comments, of course, to my channel so that you can be alerted the next time that we're bringing you the news, bringing you the latest updates and tips to add to your repertoire. Right? All right, let's jump right in. Before I want to start off with what's been going on with the latest IRS tax news, right? So we all know that the IRS has just basically been under audit through DOGE, right? Elon Musk, the Department of Government Efficiency, has been auditing the IRS, trying to figure out how can they go through and get rid of the fat and all this other kind of stuff. So, but as a part of that, the IRS leaked over 400,000 taxpayers' data. They leak data. So it's going to be interesting to see why they did this, how it all played out, and what's really going on, right? But I just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention because sometimes, employees fight back in ways that are not as, you know, in your face, right? So it's gonna be see interesting to see how all this plays out in terms of the IRS leaking taxpayer data and who were the taxpayers' data that they leaked. Were they part of a specific organization? Like before they had leaked a lot of information several years ago related to different nonprofits and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I just wanted to bring it out so you can kind of put that on your radar in case you see any updates in the news regarding that. And don't forget, the next piece of IRS news, or really President Trump news, Congress news, is that they are on this mission to put together a tax bill and really come up with a budget resolution. Now, the House has already passed their budget resolution, their version of a budget resolution, and the Senate has passed their version of a budget resolution. And so both of those now are coming down to a commission, a specific committee that's going to go through all of that and come up with a entire budget resolution. A part of that is going to be the tax cuts or the tax laws that are going to be changed. But at the end of the day, this all has to balance out, right? Whatever cuts are going to be taken, whatever additions, right, are going to be added, it all has to have a zero cost. It all has to balance and be a zero cost because we cannot afford any more debt to be added to our already high debt, U.S. debt. And matter of fact, we got a new debt ceiling that's coming up, right, that need to be passed or the government's going to shut down. So we got a new limit that we're going to need to raise on that. We are already, when I say we, I'm talking about the U.S. government, I'm talking about you as taxpayers, right? We already are paying over $1 trillion on interest on the debt, on the U.S. debt. Already $1 trillion on U.S. debt that we already have. So we cannot afford to add any more debt to our already high debt load. So any budget that they come up with has to be a budget that's going to balance and give us zero addition, no costs, zero costs. Okay. All right. Another thing too is we want to make sure that we squash all these rumors, which comes up every few years about getting rid of the tax code. Okay. There's no provision that's getting rid of that Trump has put forth towards Congress that says we're going to get rid of the Internal Revenue Code. The internal income tax is not going anywhere. Okay, this is the way we get our money. This is the way we get our money. So income tax is not going anywhere. Okay. Yes, they may make changes to it. They always do. There's always changes to the tax laws. Okay. That's nothing new. It might be bigger changes this year because we got a lot of tax provisions that's going to be expiring. So they're going to have to take action on that. But the income tax is not going anywhere despite the rumors and despite the propaganda that's going out there. Okay. Now, let's look at another piece of news to be aware of. You, as a tax representation specialist, as a tax controversy um, specialist, keep in mind that a lot of times you will have clients that come to you that have unfiled tax returns, right? Well, one deadline that is coming up, April 15th, we already know that's a regular deadline for your taxes for 2024, but that's also a deadline for your clients who have unfiled tax returns dating back to 2021. They have until April 15th of this year to file those tax returns and claim a refund because it's a 3-year limitation on when they can get those refunds. And the IRS has already said that they have over $1 billion of refunds just waiting there for people to claim them that has to be claimed by April 15th, or those refunds are going to be lost. Now, that doesn't mean that your client still isn't required to file their tax return after that time. But if they do file after that time for 2021, they will not be allowed to claim that refund. It will be lost. Okay, so keep that in mind for your clients who have unfiled tax returns. All right, now let's get to the question of, is President Trump going to eliminate tax debt? No, he's not going to eliminate tax debt. No president has the authority to eliminate tax debt, to forgive tax debt. No president has the authority to do that. Okay, only Congress can write specific laws that will allow that to happen. That's the only way that's going to happen. Okay. Unlike when somebody has a criminal record and the president has the authority to pardon those who have criminal records, pardon their sentence, pardon them from them crimes. That's not the case when it comes to tax debt. The president does not have the authority to do that. So we're going to squash that rumor and not pay attention to those false facts that may be distributed out there as propaganda. Okay. Our next thing that we want to look at is, what is the Dirty Dozen? Well, the Dirty Dozen was started in 2002 by the IRS, and it's basically, here are the 12 most top tax scams that are going on right now. The Dirty Dozen is the top 12 tax scams, which is happening right now, that the IRS puts out a list every single year so that people know and they are aware what is currently happening in terms of tax fraud and tax scams. So I'm not going to go through all 12 of those. Those are available for you to see on the irs.gov website, but I do want to go through a few of them, which I thought were very interesting. Number one is the email scam. So a lot of times you have different emails that people are phishing with, and they will send you different emails trying to get access to your information or your client's information. And all you got to do, really, this is what I do a lot of times, is I hover over who sent the email. And a lot of times you can see just by who sent the email that it's false. Okay. And when in doubt, still don't click on it. Still don't click on it. Just look up whatever you see the company is or whatever. Look it up on Google and maybe contact them that way if you feel that it's something that might be legitimate. All right. The second one is bad social media advice. Oh my God. I don't know how many people I have seen give bad social media tax advice. It is ridiculous. It is rampant, especially during this tax season. It's people all over TikTok giving incorrect information. Make sure that you are getting tax advice from tax professionals. And I hate to say this, but I am going to say it because I've seen it. Even financial advisors, I have seen financial advisors on their YouTube shows giving out incorrect tax advice. Now, yes, they may be steeped in finance, But you, just because you are an expert in finance does not mean that you are an expert when it comes to tax. And they should really not be giving out tax advice. Okay. So even if you have a financial advisor or a financial guru that you trust for your financial matters, make sure when it comes to your tax matters or it comes the tax knowledge that you are getting it from someone who is an expert in tax. And specifically, if you're talking about tax debt or tax controversy work, tax disputes, you are dealing with someone who is an expert in tax representation, tax controversy, tax dispute, tax debt work. Because not all CPAs or tax professionals focus and specialize in this particular area because it is a particular specialty. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and keep in mind too on the dirty dozens is the fake charities, which usually comes up when there's a lot of disasters. You have the bogus, I won't say bogus, but the employee retention credit, there is a lot of misinformation, misleading information, and a lot of tax scams around the employee retention credit. So much so that the IRS really had to halt processing a lot of these forms because it was so much tax fraud. They have since resumed going ahead and processing this, but it's a lot of tax fraud in this area. So you want to make sure, particularly when you're dealing with your clients and you're dealing with employment and payroll taxes and employment taxes, you want to deal with them in this area because there's a lot of tax scams in this area. Okay. And then the last one I want to talk about is this misleading information about the OIC, the offers and compromise. There's a lot of misleading information out there about offer and compromise, either, oh, that the government's going to get rid of it, or making it seem like that everybody qualifies, or it's about to go away real quick. So you better hurry up and file your offer and compromise. You better hurry up and get your tax forgiven. No. Okay. Most of this information is misleading. So you, as a tax professional, as a tax representation, tax controversies professional, you want to make sure that not only are you serving your clients, but you're educating your clients and educating your potential clients about what the facts really are concerning this area so they don't fall victim to a lot of these tax scams. They don't fall victim to the dirty dozen, right? So that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you for joining me on Let's Talk Taxes Tuesday. I am Nafisa Manira, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.